Kaiser Wilhelm II explaining how he's going to have his mutinying army crush the mutinies. And the revolution. Groner. Hindenburg. When the Soviets laugh at Americans for losing to Vietnam. But then they lose to Afghanistan shortly after. Who was in Paris? The Prussians in 1871. So I hear you're pretty popular on Reddit. Yes. And I had nearly 10 million of my own people killed during my rule. How do you like your trenches? Hate em. Love em. The Spartan army. After getting their asses handed to them by the Theban sacred band. All the while outnumbering them. They weren't even super soldiers. European empires using silver as money. Asian empires using bronze as money. Aztecs just using chocolate. Arabs using gold as money. Signature look of superiority. The East India Company taking raw cotton from India. Making clothes out of it in England. And selling it in India. Business is booming. You ever sit there like, damn Library of Alexandria? Anything happens. Alexander the Great. Babylon. Susa. You are subject to overlordship to the Holy Roman Emperor. Whoa. Protestant states of the HRE. This is worthless. Give me 10th Legion. And some climbing spikes. I'll impregnate the bch. Lucius Flavius Silva. What are the Mughal Emperor's opinions on religious tolerance? Akbar says. Religious tolerance is important. And necessary to keep our empire peaceful. And stable. Aurangzeb says. Obey the Prophet's word. Or die by my sword. Everyone else. Anglo-Saxons worshipping at the Tree of Life. You have a lot of nerve coming in here. Charlemagne. You have a lot of nerve being alive. Naming your child after a fictional character. Hey there Khaleesi. How was school? I hate you with every ounce of my being. Naming your child after Aztec kings. I'm so proud of you. Cuauhtémoc. I love you dad. I hate titans. Turns into titan. I hate gals. Turns into gal. I hate vampires. Turns into vampire. I hate dictators. Turns into a dictator. Lenin returning from exile to replace an authoritarian government with a newer authoritarian government. When you have been a good boy, but the new settlers still decide to wipe out your entire species. Nobody. The corpse of William the Conqueror at his funeral. Kaboom. Are you two friends? United Fruit Company. Yes. Latin America. No. Romanov family. Gets executed. Several random people for the next few decades. Maybe I'm a Romanov. People arguing that metric is better. People arguing that imperial is better. Pirates that kidnapped the French scientist. Sent to help Thomas Jefferson persuade Congress to adopt the system. Point of view. You violated the Schuman Antitrust Act. When kids in every country study their history. Are we the baddies? What are the Soviet dictators' views on homosexuality? Lenin says. I will decriminalize homosexuality. Due to it being a tsarist law. But homosexuals should keep their heads down. Stalin says. If you're gay, it's the end of your day. Me. How did you afford to equip revolutionaries with weapons? Stalin. I'll let you know a little secret. The secret ingredient is crime. Trade offer. I receive. Nothing. There is no patent. Could you patent the sun? You receive. A polio vaccine. The US having one revolution. And one civil war in the span of 245 years. Russia having 3 revolutions. And a civil war in the span of 20 years. How to make money. Attack India. That's pretty good way to make money. How do we know if they're actually dead? Or just pretending? English is a Romance language. LMAO. Haha. You stupid. It's Germanic. What the hell is this? Point of view. You're in Mali. It's 1312 and the king appoints you as his deputy. Goes on a voyage to see the other side of the Atlantic. Doesn't come back. Well, I guess I'm in charge now. I'm going to colonize you. I don't recognize you. Understandable. Have a great day. Belisarius. Gothic people. Point of view. You are Persian. And your Turkic overlords just killed the Mongol ambassadors. When you spend so much money on your Hajj that you tank your entire continent's economy. He's got the Midas touch. But he touched it too much. Europe normally. Europe when the Mongols are invading. The fall of Constantinople. 1453. Kaboom. Yes Rico. Kaboom. No one. Americans in the 19th century. When Europe sends its people. They are not sending their best. John Harvey Kellogg seeing people mass dropped. Despite them having a bowl of cornflakes. Egypt. Blockades the Straits of Tiran. Israel. Launches a preemptive strike on Egyptian forces. Egypt. Sorry sir. No baggage allowed. The reality of life. Visible confusion. Modernism. Everything sucks. Postmodernism. Everything sucks. When a tank passes your trench in 1916. Oh hi Mark 1. What is socially acceptable in the US? That would be horrifying in the UK. Dumping mass quantities of tea in the harbor. Protestant immigrant who do not speak French coming in large numbers. Anglo-Canadian natality. French Canadians who literally have 14 children per woman. We have you 4-1. I like those odds. Me when I realized that Yugoslavian war crime memes exist. Because the country fell apart due to Slobodan Milosevic's war crimes. Average British and French colonial empire fan. Polish colonial empire enjoyer. Russian cities having 3 different names in the same century. Parkour. Constantine 11th. Man. Fighting these Turks is awesome. Mom says I got to go to bed. But I'll be on tomorrow. I'm leading a final charge to retake the gates. Should be sick. Later bro. Last online 568 years ago. Point of view. You insulted the Chinese Communist Party in 1988. Years of artillery bombardment and infantry charges. Breakthrough on the Western Front. Tanks. Boy in ancient Athens. Becomes 12-year-old. Random Athenian. Howdy partner. George Wallace in the hospital after being shot. The only black woman in Congress. Hi. Emperor Nero giving his mistress his wife's severed head in a basket. Romans. The beards of Russia. Peter the Great. I'll build my own wall. Brick by brick. I'll be alone. But safe. Sht. Austria. Promises autonomy to the nations of Austria. If they help them stop the Hungarian Revolution. Nations. Help Austria out. Austria. Gives autonomy to no one. But to Hungary. Nations. Excuse me what the f***? Civil War doctors. Trade offer. I receive. Your leg. You receive. Some whiskey. Hey. I have a plan. Not now. To seize Rome. Me. A South Korean. Whenever somebody says that US and UN going to Korean War was bad. Average wheat fan. Average maize enjoyer. Going off to war and losing men. Going off to war and coming back with another man. letting Austria-Hungary dissolve over time, going to war and letting millions to die, and then dissolving in glory. Italy after World War I, when it realizes some of its promised territory isn't going to them. How many other lies have I been told by the Allies? People enjoy with their horse. Henry Ford. Who are you? A Chancellor of the Weimar Republic. Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down? Learning how Richard Nixon opened up relations with China and the Soviet Union. Learning about Watergate. Wright brothers. Our plane is too underpowered to take off on its own. What to do? Catapult. WW1. World War I. The Great War. The Third Balkan War. Pitta is good, but it could be better. How society wants men to dress. How men wanna dress. How men would actually look. Launched a spy satellite with nuclear reactor. Lost contact and reactor failed to separate. Satellite re-entered with nuclear fuel rods. Satellite re-entered over rival territory. The Stinger missiles supplied by the United States gave Afghan guerrillas, generally known as the Mujahideen, the ability to destroy the dreaded Mi-24D helicopter gunships deployed by the Soviets to enforce their control over Afghanistan. Then what happened? 1985. Help, I accidentally attacked Liechtenstein. First time. Huh. The United States after hearing a country elected a slightly socialist government. The East India Company taking raw cotton from India, making clothes out of it in England and selling it in India. Starks. Dutch sailors on ships caught in the ice, watching French cavalry charge at them. We asked. Battle of Actium starts. Cleopatra. Defeated female leaves. Americans. Oh my god. How could the British treat a war hero like Alan Turing too terribly? Isaac Woodard. A decorated African American soldier who was permanently blinded in a beating by South Carolina police while wearing his uniform in 1946. Mere hours after he was honorably discharged from the US Army. Britain after the Indian Rebellion of 1857. East India Company. British Raj. When she invites you over to Gladiator and chill, but Maximus is about to remove his helmet. Authoritarian expansionism. Moderate countermeasures. Britain when the French and Spanish attack their American colonies. I sleep. Britain when the French and Spanish attack their rock in southern Spain. Wilsht. What will we name our country? I was thinking Tunis. What about the capital? I think I will also go with Tunis. Saddam Hussein after the US invades Iraq to overthrow him. Hold on. This whole operation was your idea. Point of view. You just insulted Vietnamese culture and you go for a walk in the forest. The rest of the Soviet Union splitting. Russia. Kazakhstan. Ashoka at the beginning of his reign. Ashoka at the end of his reign. Constantine XL Paleologus after sending Venice's last request for reinforcement. Syria. So, how are we going to defeat Israel then? Egypt. The element of surprise. Due to writes the conditions of the Versailles Peace Treaty, perfectly knowing that no one will read it. No, you can't just defeat us in the battle like this. We are proud descendants of Rome. Yes. Catholic Church. Except Earth is not the center of the universe. Copernicus in heaven. Too late. 275 years too late. US. Takes land from Native Americans and make promises that they don't keep. Native Americans. Attack settlers. US. Crafting. Sakura in Japanese media. Sakura in African history. I'll build my own wall. Brick by brick. I'll be alone. But safe. Sht. 4,000 Zulu warriors. 141 British soldiers. I see a large field. I see you running. And a lot rabbits. Jesus. That's a lot of rabbits. I hope you enjoyed these memes. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all the other shit that YouTubers say to do. See you next time.